Panther Nation, what it do? Welcome back to Two Fans in the Stands. I am CJ.
And I am your favorite couch scout extraordinaire, Tony. Come on now.
Too much as usual. Okay, so in this next episode of Where We Stand, we take a look at the linebackers. Let's get it. Cousin, fellow member of Panther Nation, we are
Yes,
another
sir.
day closer to the start of football training camp. How you feeling today?
Man, I'm feeling great. Fantastic. I am over the moon. All right.
Stupendous, even.
There you go. I ain't heard that word in forever and a day. But yeah,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
stupendous.
Stupendous.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. I'm good, cuz. How about you, man? How you feeling today?
Hey, I'm doing great. Like I said, another day closer to training camp. We get back to some Panther football, so we'll have a lot more things to talk about, a lot more
Yes,
content
sir.
for the people out there.
Yes,
And
sir.
speaking of the people out there, okay, we are close. We are close to having 600 subscribers. So if you haven't already, please hit that like button, subscribe, turn on those post notification bells so you know when our videos come out. As always, we appreciate the love and the support, and we thank you. We really thank you. All right.
Alrighty.
So let's get into it. On this, let me see, fifth episode of Where We Stand, we're going to talk about the linebacker group. Okay. So,
Okay.
Tony, go ahead and lead us off.
All right. Well, again, I'm gonna keep this one short and sweet as well, cause hey, in my mind, there's not really too much to say about the linebacker group. You know, it's one of those things where you just have to see how things play out. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but the quality depth was added throughout free agency, so I am glad to see that. Not really no household names, but I think when you add quality depth, it increases the competition at each position. So hopefully these guys are going to be in a position to make each other better. Okay, through friendly
Mm-hmm.
competition. I still have concerns due to the size at middle linebacker. I know Shaq Thompson is back. Frank Louisville's still there. I want to see how they hold up in this 3-4 scheme. You know, that's my only concern with their size there. I'm also concerned with who will be the starter opposite Brian Burns. You know, like Coach Ivero mentioned, we got Brian Burns, and then on one side, and then on the other side, we got a bunch of other players. So, who out of the bunch of other players is going to step forward and shine during training camp and take over that other starting role? So, I'm waiting to see that and how certain players would make the adjustment from defensive end to outside linebacker. You talk about Brian Burns, Vitor Gross Matos,
Mm-hmm.
Marquise Haynes. You know, these boys played defensive end last year, so now they got to stand up. You know,
Yeah.
so just want to see how that transition is going to affect them. Is it going to be as smooth as a lot of people think, or is it going to be problems? So it's only going to be one or the other. Can't be no in between or middle of the road type of thing. And I'm
Okay.
looking for Brian Burns to make his third straight Pro Bowl. Pro Bowl. I'm sorry. So that's my high hopes. I think being an outside linebacker position is going to give him a lot more one-on-one matchups. I don't think teams are going to be able to try to um, move the
Dublin.
coverages to his way to give double teams
Mm-hmm.
to Brian Burns. So I think you're going to see a lot one-on-one matchups with him, and hopefully he can match last year's sack total or even um, get above it. You know,
Okay.
and also just wait for him to sign his contract, man. From my understanding, you
Yeah.
reported that they already have something now on the table. I think everything's in the holding pattern
Mm-hmm.
though, because of the other outside linebackers who are up for contract this year. So I just hope something gets done before beginning of the regular season. But that's all I
Okay.
got on the linebacker, CJ. What about you?
Hey, let me tell you, I am excited for this group, also concerned at the same time. Um, Shaq and Frankie, I have no issues with either of them. Brian Burns, we know what we're getting with Brian Burns. The big question mark, like you said, is
Right.
going to be who's opposite of Brian Burns. Now, previously on this channel, I have talked my fair share of not junk, but expressed my concern about Yetur Gross Matos. Even put out a nice little short with one of our subscribers who made a comment during one of our lives, which any way you slice it, it was hilarious. So, no knock to you, Tor. But I'm going to come up off of my criticism of him just a little bit because I think it may be interesting to see him be able to stand up and come off the edge and be able to show his athleticism. Because if you go back and look at his tape with the Panthers, and even go further back and look at his tape with Penn State, brother can run.
Yeah.
Okay, if
Yes, he
somebody gets
can.
past him, he can chase him down. He's got good movement. He's not a stick in the mud. He can really move. And I can't
Right.
lie, I never really sat down and paid that much attention to just him. But when I went back and looked, I'm like, okay, this may work. So maybe this move would be the best thing for him. But again, it's still a question mark. It is a big question mark on that side of the ball. Okay, I'm
Right.
sorry, on that side of opposite Brian Burns, is what I meant to say. Okay, but like I said, if we can get that figured out, and he shows improvement, shows that he can go out there and get the job done, know what he's doing, and even still, you got some interesting people behind them. There's still Marquise Haynes, and there's still DJ Johnson, who a lot
Right.
of us, especially me, were real upset that we traded another pick to jump up and grab him, and frankly, never heard of the kid, but that's why I'm on YouTube, and the Panthers coaches are the Panthers coaches. So hopefully, I'm sure they know something we don't, but let's hope and pray that it translates to the field. But yeah, I think our linebacker core will surprise some people this year. Okay, so
Okay.
Tony, let's go to our two fans comfort scale. And I didn't give my usual rundown of the comfort scale early in this episode, so I give it here. So we start off with we for show. All right, that's the highest level. Then it goes to we good, it's all right, I don't know, and at the bottom is absolutely not. So Tony, as far as the linebackers go, what's your comfort level?
Oh, let's see. My comfort level with the linebackers is just as it was with the defensive line. It's all right. You know, I you know, different people are going to feel different ways about Shaq Thompson, his contract, whether he should go, whether he should stay. You know,
Mm,
to me, if the deal fits, if the value fits, let me say that if the value
mm,
fits, then I don't see no reason why not to keep him. He is a veteran. You know, he is the staple of that defense. So if you could bring him back at a value on a good value deal, like the Panthers did, I welcome that. With Frankie Louisville, hey, a lot of people are saying they hope Frankie Louisville have a breakout year this year. Well, my bad. Frankie Louisville had a breakout season last year. If you compare his season last year to his first 3 or 4 seasons in the league,
mm-hmm.
his sacks, tackles, uh, how many snaps he played last year, all that was equal or greater than what he had done the previous 3 or 4 years in the league.
Yeah.
Like in my mind, Frankie Louisville, without a shadow of a doubt, should have made a Pro Bowl last year. When you stack him up against some of the other linebackers from the NFC that made it, his
Mm-hmm.
numbers were better than them. Interceptions, sacks, and tackles. So how he didn't make it, I don't know, but he should have. So I look at it as last year was his breakout year. Um, like I said, I think the Brian Burns is going to benefit from playing the outside linebacker position. You're going to see a lot
Mm-hmm.
of one-on-one matchups with him there. So I I believe with Brian Burns, Frankie Louvu, Shaq Thompson, we know exactly what we're getting, and I think, and I'm hoping and praying that um, their production either match or exceeds what it did last year. It's the other positions that I'm not sure about. So,
Okay.
you know, that's how I feel right now with the linebackers. So it's all right with me. What
Okay.
about you?
I'm gonna have to agree with you. I'm gonna give him it's all right, and I'm gonna base that solely upon the unknowns of the opposite position. I mean, the position opposite of Brian Burns at the other linebacker spot.
Right,
Okay, that's the only reason why I don't give them a we good. If we had another established person at that other spot, I think I would be we good fringe for sure. Okay, because I agree with you. Frankie Louvu probably should have made the Pro Bowl last year, and I'm gonna go ahead and claim it now that this would be the year that he gets recognized and he makes the Pro Bowl. Shaq Thompson, was a tackling machine last year. If he can keep that up, I think we'll be good. And like you said, Brian Burns is Brian Burns. Okay,
right,
and the only thing that we need Brian Burns to do is just stay consistent. Like he had his first double digit sack season last year. He needs to improve on that. He doesn't need to regress and be back in the single digits. He needs to keep that up. I'm looking for him to have 15 plus sacks this year. So,
right.
but yeah, but
That'll be great.
it's just a question at the other linebacker spot, and I think sooner than later we're gonna get our answers to it. But as of right now, I'm gonna have to give him it's all right.
Okay,
Okay.
sounds
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Well, Tony, you got anything you want to say to the people before we get up out of here?
Nah, man, just talking about it, especially the defense side of the balls. All I can hear in my mind is just them pads clacking. I just hear a bunch of contact right now. I
Okay.
hear some shiznit being talked on the field.
Mm.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
about to get real, folks.
I hear you, Willie Beeman. Okay. All right. Well, everybody, if you haven't already, please hit that like button, subscribe, turn on those post notification bells so you know when our videos come out. We appreciate all the love and support, and we thank you. And as always, Panther Nation, keep pounding.